my pro career is I got into psychology and I got into sports psychology. And it's really the way I got into coaching. So for about 10 years, or about 10,000 hours, believe it or not, according to that book, I put 10,000 hours into doing counseling and psychology on a broad spectrum. So I had an opportunity to work with young people, families, psychology for about 10 years. Had my own private practice as well at some point. And then when I got into the sports psychology end of it, the peak performance end of it, part of what I began to do is go back to some of my teachings as a pro. I played in the Oakland A's organization, and the Oakland A's organization had a sports psychology consultant by the name of Harvey Dorfman. If you've ever read any books on the mental game of baseball, you've probably read some of Harvey Dorfman's stuff. I'll be talking about it later a little bit in some of the mental skill stuff. And so I was in that organization when they were doing some good things. For a lot of different reasons, we've come to find out, but we were doing some good things. Canseco was there, Mark McGuire was there, Walt Weiss, Terry Steinbach. They won a world championship. The organization, a minor league organization, was the top minor league organization in Major League Baseball. So there were a lot of good things going on, but one of the strengths of that organization was Harvey Dorfman. And Harvey was an older gentleman. He was a writer. He was an English teacher. And, certainly not the kind of gentleman you would typically see on a baseball field. But I'll tell you a little bit about the power, that he had at spring training in the fall, or when he came into town. Everybody wanted a piece of Harvey because everybody knew that, you look around at some point, and the talent is pretty equal physically. You get to minor league ball, and even in college for the most part. But guys, all of a sudden the talent pretty much matches everybody else, give or take a few. And so everybody's trying to find an edge. Now, some guys were finding an edge in a different way, okay? But some guys are trying to do it legitimately. And so sports psych and peak performance stuff in baseball was just coming around at that time. This is going back to the mid-'80s or so, okay? And so part of what Harvey did was he was a sports psych consultant. So he spoke to teams, he spoke individually with players, and so forth, okay? And there's a lot of pressure on guys. You get to pro ball, and there's a lot of pressure. And what you realize is, that stuff you learned in high school, those coaches you had that, that cared for you on the field, and it didn't matter what your performance was like, they were still going to continue to care for you and coach you up. In pro ball, and that happens in college as well, in good programs. But in professional baseball, it's business. And in professional baseball, guys quickly find out how vulnerable they are and how vulnerable their game is. So one of the things that they learn is they got to stay on top of their game. And if they're struggling, okay, when some guys start to struggle, they go through adversity, some may handle it a little bit different. Okay? And then the other issue was, there's some days I look like a big league pitcher, and then some days I look like I belong in A-ball. Now, why is that? What's the difference? I'm the same guy as the last start. Last start, I could have pitched in the big league. That's what the report says. But the next start, it looks like I'm going to be in A-ball another 6 months or so. So guys are trying to figure that stuff out. And then you got other issues going on, like, if I have another bad start, there's no likelihood that I won't be playing much longer. So there's a lot of pressure that goes on. And when Harvey Dorfman came around, it's not only sports psych peak get you to look in a mirror and be realistic with yourself. You know, he can be demanding, okay, but also at the same time do it with a great deal of respect and professionalism. And he always walked away from him. He always walked away from him feeling like, okay, he set me straight, and he did it, you know, while he cared for you. And that doesn't happen that often. So that's some of my background. Now, what happens after I'm done with parole? I got back to school and decided to pursue my master's degree. I did that, and before going to work, I went back to Italy to coach. Okay, I mentioned earlier, I'm Italian born, so I still speak the language fluently. So I went back to Milan now, not Florence where I played, but I went back to Milan to coach. And what do they have? This is the Mediolanum. This is like the Milan soccer organization. So they were owned by Berlusconi, who's, you know, probably the wealthiest man in Italy and has been the prime minister and so forth. So they were like the Yankees in soccer, in basketball and rugby and so forth, and they just took over baseball. And what do they have that treats all their teams? A sports psych team. So I get a chance to work with the sports psychology, only it's happening in Italian. I came back from there, had a great season, we had a championship season. I came back from there, and I get back home, 10 years of psychology. Okay, that's my background. That's why I emphasize it so much. But I tell you what, some of the things that I learned with a lot of those guys that I worked with that had problems, mental health issues, relationship issues, substance abuse issues, depression issues, anxiety issues, you name it, okay? Family issues, personal issues. I think I worked with just about a little bit of everything. And it kind of gave me this background that I have. And that's why, you know, earlier when I presented on character, because a lot of issues, when people come in with some serious stuff, you know, if you've got a serious substance abuse problem, you've got a character problem. If you've got really good character, I get it, you